It was the kind of smile that could disarm anyone. Marcus Hayes had perfected it over the years. Smooth, effortless, and warm enough to make even the most cynical person believe they were in the presence of someone trustworthy. The city adored him. He was a real estate agent, sure, but to many, he was more than that. He was the person who made dreams come true. The young couple with their first home, the lonely single woman looking for a new start, the businessman seeking his next big investment. Marcus was the answer to their hopes, their desires. But what they didn't know was that the smile Marcus wore like a mask hid something far darker, far more insidious. Beneath the charm, behind the perfectly tailored suits, was a predator, and he was about to take everything he wanted from his latest victim, Emma Matthews. Emma had just moved to the city, filled with excitement and a sense of possibility. It was her fresh start, a new chapter after years of fighting for her art and her independence. She had never met anyone like Marcus. His confidence was magnetic, and when he showed her the apartment, the one with the perfect view and the promise of a new life, she didn't hesitate. Marcus made everything seem so easy, so flawless. But 2 weeks later, Emma would vanish without a trace. Her friends called. Her family cried out in desperation. There was no sign of struggle, no hint of foul play. No one had seen anything. And yet, when the police arrived at her empty apartment, the only clue they found was enough to send chills down their spines. A perfect smile etched into the bathroom mirror with what seemed to be lipstick. The smile wasn't just a mark, it was a signature. A calling card left by a man who had made sure his victims believed in him, who trusted him with their futures. But now, Detective Olivia Carter was on the case, and she wasn't going to let Marcus Hayes' charm hide the truth for long. What lay behind his smile was about to be exposed, and Marcus was going to wish he'd never smiled at all. Emma Matthews had been looking forward to this new chapter. She had packed her bags and moved to the city with nothing but hope in her heart. She had always dreamed of being an artist, and this was her moment. A fresh start in a city full of endless opportunities. When Marcus Hayes showed her the apartment, she couldn't believe her luck. The place was everything she wanted: modern, cozy, and situated in one of the city's most vibrant neighborhoods. Marcus spoke with such confidence, assuring her that this was where she belonged. And with his well-practiced smile, she signed the lease without hesitation. What Emma didn't know was that Marcus had already been tracking her. He knew exactly what kind of woman she was: naive, vulnerable, eager for a new life. He was a predator, and she was the perfect prey. 2 weeks passed, and Emma had already started decorating her apartment, arranging her art supplies in the corner, trying to settle into her new life. But then something happened. She stopped responding to texts from her friends. Calls went unanswered. Her social media accounts went dark. No one had seen her. It wasn't until her best friend, Claire, came to visit her apartment that the police were called. The door was locked, and Emma wasn't home. Claire's heart raced, and her gut told her something was wrong. The apartment was empty. No sign of Emma. No clothes left behind. No frantic search for something forgotten. It was as though she had simply vanished. The only clue the police found was in the bathroom, where a perfectly drawn smile, creepy and flawless, was etched into the mirror with lipstick. No one could explain it. No one understood it. But it was clear: Emma Matthews was gone. Detective Olivia Carter had been working the missing persons department for years, but something about this case gnawed at her. The smile on the mirror, it didn't sit right with her. This wasn't a random act. It wasn't a robbery gone wrong. No, this was something else, something calculated. Olivia began her investigation by looking into Emma's life. She interviewed friends, family, and co-workers. Everyone had good things to say about her, but no one could explain her sudden disappearance. Emma had no enemies. She was just starting to build a life for herself in the city. Then, Olivia turned her attention to Marcus Hayes, the charming real estate agent who had shown Emma the apartment. He was the last one to see her. When she met him for the first time, he greeted her with that same disarming smile. His demeanor was calm, too calm for someone whose client had just disappeared. But there was no concrete evidence against him. His alibi checked out, and there was no way to connect him directly to Emma's disappearance. But Olivia couldn't shake the feeling that he knew more than he was letting on. Then, things took a strange turn. Another woman, Sarah Lancaster, disappeared under eerily similar circumstances. She had moved into another apartment that Marcus had shown her, and once again, there was the same bizarre detail, a perfect smile left behind. Detective Carter realized she was dealing with someone methodical, someone who enjoyed the power of making people disappear. And behind that charming smile was a man who had mastered the art of deception. Olivia was determined to uncover the truth, but the deeper she dug, the more twisted the case became. Olivia knew she needed to catch Marcus. The case had hit a wall, and she was running out of leads. That's when she hatched a plan to use herself as bait. Posing as a potential buyer, Olivia would meet Marcus and see if she could get him to slip up. When she met him, he was everything his reputation promised: charming, polished, and charismatic. He took her to a beautiful penthouse, talking about the amenities and how much the property was worth. It was all business, but beneath the professionalism, Olivia could feel the weight of something darker beneath the surface. As they toured the penthouse, Olivia casually mentioned the disappearances. Marcus didn't flinch. He remained unfazed, his smile never faltering. But when Olivia brought up Emma Matthews by name, Marcus hesitated, just for a moment. It was subtle, but Olivia caught it. That moment of hesitation gave her everything she needed. Olivia pressed further, and Marcus became visibly uncomfortable. His smile was no longer reassuring. It was cold. Olivia realized that the smile wasn't just a facade. It was a mask he wore to hide his true self. As the investigation ramped up, Olivia found herself diving deeper into Marcus's past. She uncovered a trail of deceit and manipulation. There were rumors, whispers of other women who had gone missing in different cities, all with similar patterns. But there was more. Olivia discovered a hidden storage unit in one of Marcus's properties. Inside, she found disturbing evidence: photographs of his victims, old clothes, and journals detailing his plans. He had meticulously kept track of every move he made, every woman he ensnared. And then, the breakthrough. Olivia found a lock of hair, Emma's hair. It was all the proof she needed. Marcus Hayes was not just a charming real estate agent. He was a calculated, cold-blooded killer. Marcus Hayes was arrested, and the truth was finally out. He confessed to the murders, revealing how he had used his charm to manipulate and control his victims. Each smile, each kind word, was part of a twisted game he played, until it was too late for his victims to escape. The city was in shock. No one could believe the man they had trusted had been responsible for the disappearances. Marcus's smile, once seen as a symbol of success and charm, was now forever linked to horror and death. Detective Olivia Carter was left to pick up the pieces. The families of the victims, forever scarred, were left with the haunting memories of the man who had preyed on their daughters, sisters, and friends. The case would stay with Olivia for the rest of her career, because sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who wear the brightest smiles.